These changes have impacted on the skill level and expertise required of all nurses. In the acute sector, changes to care and improvements in technology has led to the increasing need for a highly specialized workforce. Indeed, some specialties would not be able to function efficiently without an appropriate specialist nurse workforce. When people are very stressed, there is a tendency to avoid actively listening to music. Perhaps it feels like a waste of time, not helping to achieve anything. But as we know, productivity increases when stress is reduced, so this is another area where you can gain vast rewards. It just takes a small effort to begin with. Nowadays, blood donating becomes more and more common and takes a more important part in medical treatment career. Fresh and healthy blood is needed everywhere. Many people join the group of donating blood to consider that to be an obligation for a member of the society. But there are some difficulties for this good action to spread over the country. Humans have been captivated with the sea and catching fish since the beginning of their existence, and the sport has in many ways evolved hugely, and yet in many aspects has stayed exactly the same. The sport is unique compared to others and can be anything from a relaxing to a very intense experience, and every time is different. Each year, the advertising industry evolves in unpredictable and exciting new ways. There are thousands of trends which are supported by research from studies to help those in the marketing field. Ideas are generated from consumers' perceptions, as well as the predictions of the industry's future. That is why researchers help to build and construct strategies in the marketing of the world's most powerful brands, including Apple and Google. Maintaining offensive and forceful interactions with co-workers in the healthcare industry represent an unstructured task completion. Furthermore, it seems that most staff members are inexperienced in medication administration and hospital policies. Academics remark that the directive leadership style would be the best initial choice of approach in such situations. Wars have been an ongoing repetitive cycle throughout mankind, where cities have been destroyed and where unions have split. Wars have even led formal trade relations to become eradicated, though only temporarily, leaving people without supplies of food and water. War has decreased many civilians' quality of life and has induced the suffering of those who have lived in the wrong place and wrong time. Effective communication creates the most effective leaders, and as a manager, the style you adapt assists you to manage others' functionality and productivity. To do this, you need to assertively seek constant feedback from others to apprehend their suitability. Effective communication also involves effective listening, nonverbal communication, and respect for all opinions. Dating back to Stone Age, secretive circles are engraved into the desert of Peru's southern region. Its circles have remained a mystery to many people, where beliefs have circled around the conspiracy of aliens and their landing spaceships. However, it is much more than that. It is linked to the ancient ways of creating walking footpaths in order to transfer possessions around the district. Albert Einstein was hardly alone. In the first half of the 20th century, most physicists dismissed the notion that a solid object could become dense enough to asphyxiate light that is absorbed. To lend it any more credence than one would give the tooth fairy was to risk career suicide, as per the lecturer. Until nobody knows. When attempting to describe such a momentous phenomenon, the two major theories governing the mechanisms of the universe, general relativity and quantum mechanics, both go haywire, like dials on an aeroplane wildly rotating during a tailspin. The family plays multiple roles in the treatment process, course of the illness, and in relapse prevention. It is therefore of utmost importance that in our routine practice we delve into family dynamics and work on this aspect of psychiatric illness. Psychoeducation and family therapy must be entwined in routine psychiatric treatment programs and shall go a long way to reduce family burden and relapse prevention in mental disorders. One of the significant benefits of traveling is finding and keeping inner balance. Too often, people get wrapped up in their lives, their daily routine of working, sleeping, eating, and living. They become self absorbed to the point where their fatigue affects their health, their happiness, and their future. Having to live according to a foreign place's laws and social norms, one immediately thinks of how things are done in their own country and culture and begins to favor one way or another. This changes how one feels about their native land, whether in a better or a worse way. This notion can be applied to various characteristics, such as women's rights, human rights, customs and traditions, beliefs, and trust for government. As for individuals, longevity has always been considered as a kind of treasure and fortune, and wisdom is usually linked with the elder. Death has always been regarded as something frightening, and most people want to live a long life. Living longer means one can stay with his or her family longer and enjoy a happy later life.